Welcome to another marvelous episode of College Football Showdown. I am the governor of college football, and with me is my co-pilot Jason. I said Jason, Jalen Wilson, my boy Jalen, bro. Hey man, hey, kudos to you, my boy. You've been living a good life, man. I can't hear you. I don't know if you muted yourself in the process, but
oh yeah, I did me myself. My
man, shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to my guy Jalen, man. There's been a lot going on in the wonderful world of college football, and before we get into today's episode, Jalen. What have you been up to, brother? Other than the stuff we can't mention on this show, man.
Really not much. For real, just chilling. Still doing videos. I got my I think next I'm gonna do my hot take video. I think next I'm gonna do my hot take video. Hey D now, got any Iowa hot takes, say it, like Iowa
be that's right. Yeah. And if you need me to, because I know you're probably gonna screenshot some of them. Off of YouTube.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Okay. So if he puts it in here, I'll screenshot it for you and send it to you.
Hey D, now don't be on some Iowa fan stuff. They suck. And I'm better at Illinois.
That's cool, crazy.
It's cool.
That's crazy for real. But let's go ahead and get into some rapid fire questions. It's been crazy. I don't know if you've been paying attention. I've been paying attention.
Oh, yeah,
I've been locked in. Thomas Castellanos, man, he stated that Alabama isn't the same team without Nick Saban.
He ain't the only one that been saying crazy stuff about Bama.
Hey, man, do you agree or disagree with this take?
Well, I agree.
Okay.
I mean, I agree. I mean, they look soft, at points last year. I mean, at points they looked soft during Nick Saban's last year run. Specifically that USF game. You look a couple years before that Tennessee game where Jalen Hyatt torched
the Jalen Hyatt game.
Yeah.
Scored 50 some odd points.
Yeah, like you look at those games, like but
that's a great hot take that he has. By the way, I'm about to get that now.
It is. I feel like he said something else about Bama. He said something. I feel like he said multiple things about Bama.
He did, and he said, how I always start fast. I don't know if you've seen D Now's take, but he had this take the other day doing College Football Showdown. So I'll get you a copy of this, so you can use it in your episode, Jalen.
Yeah, I feel like Castellanos had like a couple. He said a couple things. Like he didn't just. It wasn't just this. Like I feel like he said something else about Bama.
No, he did. He said, y'all know how I start fast. I've been running this conference for a long time. He was just talking crazy, like
run the conference for the whole. Didn't he get benched last year?
Yeah, he did, and that's why it prompted Nino to say, what he said on, on Twitter. But I've always preferred to take the high road. Don't give nobody bulletin board material. You saw how Lenore Sellers handled that question. He said, I don't know what he's talking about.
I saw that.
He's still saying Bama to me. Here's my take on Bama. Nick Sheridan was the offensive coordinator last year. Defensively, from a physical perspective, they were still the same team. I think Kane Womack is one of those guys whose names we'll be seeing. If not at the end of this coaching carousel, then the next one. We got a lot of brilliant young defensive coordinators. Glenn Schumann is another one that I think about. I don't know. I think Bama will be in a college football playoff this year. I feel strongly about that. With Ryan Grubb being there, you got Ty Simpson. I feel like he's taking the necessary steps he needs to. You look at that wide receiver room, in my opinion, is very comparable to 2023 Washington wide receiver room. So
he also said they don't have. Did he really say this?
Yeah.
They don't have Nick Saban to save them. Mm-hmm. I don't see them stopping me.
Yeah, he said that 100%.
Do Alabama play Florida State?
Yeah, week 1.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Hey, 2 picks, one touchdown. That's cool.
I mean, I don't know what Mike Norvell feeding them boys in Tallahassee, but he talking like Florida State won 2-10 last year, and like he ain't lose his job to Grayson James, who, oh by the way, might not even start this year. Like that. That's how crazy that is. But whatever.
You gotta have a certain level of confidence.
Yeah. And like I said, and I like the kid. We talked to him a little bit in a breakout room last year. ACC Media Days, he's confident. So I truly believe he believes this. Like it's not like, how some people try to have fake confidence and fake leadership. Like, nah, he's really confident. Like he really does believe in his abilities, and he's dynamic when he's hot. It's just what we saw in 2023. It's just like he'll make a play and then he'll make a play to make a bad play. Like that's what
Yeah, I
we
feel like last
constantly
year
see.
did that a couple
Well,
of times.
last year he didn't turn the ball over as much.
Yeah.
I just don't think he was ever Bill O'Brien guy. You know, when a new coach come in, that's not really his team. This is Halfley's team, and he probably felt like Thomas Castellanos didn't buy in enough to play within this system.
Wasn't his QBR like super terrible? I feel like it was like
Yeah,
the 30s,
it is.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it was. But you
And
talk.
I don't know what QBR is. I know that's a stat that lots of people use. That
Right. It's ESPN stat. I've never been a huge, the biggest fan of it, but it is what it is. There's metrics I like. There's metrics that I dislike. You know how the game go. Yeah. But yeah, Tommy Castellanos now he can do something impressive. He can back it up. Get a win against Alabama week 1, and he'll shut a lot of us up. But I just don't see that happening. And you're gonna give a team like Bama bulletin board material. I've seen a more focused kid on the board this year. He's got his partner in crime and Ryan Grubb. And then, we always talk about like elite coaching staffs. Alabama has one of the best coaching staffs because Ryan Grubb can get a job in any given season. Kane Womack can get a job in any given season. I just wouldn't play with Bama right now. I just wouldn't. I promise you I wouldn't. And I agree. Tommy Castellanos isn't the greatest passer of the ball. So another person that's been running his mouth this season is Diego Pavia. He's been talking a lot this all season. His response to Ryan Williams, I thought was warranted, but he's also said that Vandy's going to run the state of Tennessee this year. So that also means that team down in Knoxville, he's saying that it goes through Nashville this year. So we're not talking about, bowl eligibility and being excited about that. We're talking about 9 or 10 wins, right? If it runs through Nashville the way you say, maybe 7, because I don't think Tennessee's going to be that solid this year.
The whole. Because that could mean that they're going to get a record. Some Vanderbilt, some Vandy fans might be like, "Oh yeah, we go 6-6, but we beat Tennessee."
We beat Tennessee, right? It still runs through Nashville. But to me, it can't just be bowl eligibility, in my opinion.
Yeah, he been going crazy with the comments.
And you saw him on Bussin in the Boys, man. How he pretended not to know who Josh Pate was, but they weren't having it though. They was like, yo, he's literally the future commissioner of college football. How you don't know who he is? And then once he saw a clip of him, he said, oh, yeah, I know this guy. I didn't know his name was Josh Pate. Like, he's being funny, bro. He was just pissed that Josh Pate had number 10 on his SEC
name, Josh Pate. But he definitely saw a clip.
Bro. Let me tell you something. So I know players listen, right? Like the great Kobe Bryant. Stephen A. Smith told a story one day about Kobe Bryant. He was talking like ill about Kobe Bryant. He said Kobe waited during a commercial break, called him and said, like, listen here, MF, like, basketball, you watch basketball, you know what the hell that I'm going through. And he essentially cussed him out. So I'm saying if I played in college football, like, who are the biggest right now entities in college football? Like other than like ESPN, right? Let's put College Game Day to the side right now. Who are the biggest creators in college football? It will have to be who? Joe Klatt?
Josh Pate, Joe
Klatt, and then what's the kid name?
Brett from On 3 or whatever heck his name is.
Yeah, and then Brandon, what's his name? What Walker is it?
You talking about from Barstool?
Yeah. I trust, I get you. But Paul Feinbaum does work for ESPN. But when you think of the biggest names, he really don't know who they is. Like, some players don't be locked in. So thing that's going on, but he really didn't know who Josh Pate was.
The one, like, I ain't gonna say it wasn't surprising, but at the same time, I wouldn't be like, I think he'll know who Joe Klatt is.
Okay.
But I feel like Joe Klatt has like a certain type of pool within the college football community.
So you saying he's at Vandy, right, in Nashville, out of school? Hey, yo, you see Josh Pate had you at number 10 on his quarterback list? Like, somebody told him that. That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody had to tell him that.
But I don't know if that's a big deal, like, to people. Like, it isn't like yes, Josh Pate, but it isn't like a ESPN list. It isn't like a all 10 ranking the 10 best quarterbacks in SEC, because then that'd be a different discussion. Because it's like, oh dang, why am I number 10? But like, I don't know. I feel like he's definitely seen a clip of him talking, but I don't know if he knew who Josh Pate actually was. Like, I don't know if he'd be like, oh yeah, that's Josh Pate. But he might. It's a good chance. But yeah, he's been going crazy with the comments. So who knows? Maybe he over
he
here.
has been. Was D now saying he forgot it, or I forgot to put CFB somewhere?
Yeah. So maybe so maybe he kind of just feeling himself, and maybe he did just say that out of like, oh,
like
no,
somebody had to tell him, like, oh, did you see Josh Pate quarterback list? Somebody said that to him. So even if he didn't know, he had to see the list.
Yeah. Now it'd be funny if somebody like.
Oh, thank you. I agree. If you know
now,
college football and don't know Josh, you're living under a rock. I agree 100%. 100%.
Like, yeah. I mean, unless you like my dad who watches college football but doesn't even be on the internet for real.
Well, there's levels to college football watching. Like my dad is NFL, like he's a hardcore NFL fan. He's on like a myriad of Dallas sites every day. My dad be knowing more than me NFL because I don't even care about the Bills. And I saw what you said about my jacket yesterday, bro. We still run a division after you said we wouldn't.
I know. I saw you laugh at the end of your stream.
Yeah. I'm like, no, we still run it.
I'm like,
yeah. We still run a division. The division still go through Joshy. But anyway, so my dad is the same way. Like my dad was more invested in college football, watching Colorado. Like he'd call me after every big play for the Colorado games. But my dad the same way. He ain't a 1%er, and I probably shouldn't say that because my dad watch all my shows, and he could be watching this one now. Sorry, pops, I ain't calling you a casual. I'm saying ball. You know what I'm saying? Especially in NFL. I'm just saying there's a difference with college football.
Cowboys suck, so
damn, that's crazy. Yeah, but they do. They beat us twice in the Super Bowl. I every year Dallas have a bad year, I'll be happy. He know that. All right, so last rapid fire question: Wisconsin sued Miami over impermissible contact with Xavier Lucas. Jalen, what is your take on this? And I think that Wisconsin is on to something. Now, there's a lot of people who disagree with me, but did you see Brett Bielema?
Yeah, I saw it by Josh Pate.
By Josh, yeah.
Hey, I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah. Go ahead, talk your talk. I'm actually talking about that on Governor of College Football today.
I thought that was awkward too that he ended up at Georgia. I was like,
so soon.
But that happened with a lot of players. You remember? It happened with Caleb Downs. He was at Alabama, and then all of a sudden he entered the portal. A couple hours later,
and it was thought he was going to Georgia, but he ended up in Ohio State. But Ohio State was paying a lot of money. So
like the tampering is going on now. Maybe this starts like a new thing of maybe Wisconsin is starting like a new wave of or a new trend or something. Maybe these teams or these schools start suing other schools for tampering with players and stuff like that. But honestly, will it make a difference though?
I think it will. I don't think it'll make like Wisconsin's not going to win the case. Let's be clear. But will we force Miami to lawyer up? Absolutely. Will they have to pay some money to do it? Absolutely. Will they think twice about doing it? Because Lucas wasn't in the portal. He wasn't. And to unenroll and to enroll, then he kind of that's like a breach of contract, right? If we're being honest.
I mean, the first.
But what is stopping 100% now? I agree with you there.
The first, he wasn't the first big portal player, but the one that started this type of tampering really was Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
When
he left Pitt to go to USC.
Yeah. It was Jordan Addison. Like, because it was like rumors about him leaving, and then all of a sudden he entered the portal, and then he just committed to USC.
He was there. Like Darian Mincer situation. In my opinion, that was 100% tampering. They had impermissible contact. They got the deal done too quickly. The $8 million was on the table. Caden Proctor, but on both sides though. It wasn't just Iowa. It was, Tuscaloosa said they tampered us. I'm gonna tamper back. See, that would be my approach. You gonna tamper with my players? I'm tampering with your players. I'm looking at your.
You know how that go. In school, somebody throw something at you. You throw it back. You don't want to.
You gonna get caught. You gonna be the one that get caught. You right. So maybe they handling this the right way. Alrighty. So that's rapid fire questions. Let's go ahead and get into our one of our two major topics today. We're roughly 12 days away from the early release of College Football 26. And Jalen, I need to know a few things. Who will be your first team that you use in the Dynasty? Who will be your tier 1 team against another user? And what is the team that you are thinking about rebuilding with?
So the first team I'll use in Dynasty, maybe Akron. I don't know.
Akron, so that'd be a real rebuild. Now, will it be real life where you can't play in a bowl game for the first year, right? You think they'll have that aspect on the game, or will you just? Okay.
I don't think they will. It'll be cool, but I don't think they will because is Akron like one of the only schools dealing with it? Like,
yeah, they're the only ones. They're prohibited from playing in the bowl game this year. Online Notre Dame, I love it. First team is Iowa, I love that. Even though they kind of the Mark Gronowski on the game, he only like an 81 overall. That's crazy.
Well, what was the other two?
The other two was if you play, your best foot forward. We down in Charlotte and you playing me. Or like, who's your team? Is your best foot forward? I think you can say Illinois this year and be confident.
I don't like to play with my favorite teams on
okay.
Like, I don't play with Celtics. I don't play with the Patriots. I don't play with Illinois for real. Usually because the Illinois has never really been that good on college football games. So,
Delaware will be a fun rebuild. Into the that'd be a fun.
I feel like it would be. I would need somebody with a dual threat ability because. Well, I suck at reading the pot. Well, I suck at reading defenses. I need to be able to scramble. Dang. I feel like Georgia Tech could be good. No, I go Alabama because most people don't expect Ty Simpson to run. Ty Simpson got some wheels.
Right. He got speed. Really good team, elite wide receiver core for sure. So then who's your rebuilds? You already answered. Your best foot forward. So who's the team that you're going to want to start a dynasty with? That non-rebuild, just a really good team that you would just like to start a dynasty with.
Okay. Well, I was going to answer Princeton because me.
Oh, that's right. Because you guys do the because he can load those from 2025. That's one of the features that they have. Yep.
But he said Steve said like we should do an Ivy League one. So Harvard, Princeton, Yale.
Okay. Well, I could join it this year. I don't know if y'all want me in it because I'm gonna kill y'all, but if y'all want me to play in it, let me know.
I mean, I said it was good. But yeah,
okay.
I mean, he already told me he's gonna create all the stuff. So
okay.
But
so that'll be fun.
But I feel like Akron, especially because I had them last year in Online Dynasty, and I was doing good, even though I got cheated at one point.
Yeah, I remember you texted me, bro. You were so mad,
bro. You don't want to know what happened? I was playing FCS and I was down like 3 and out at the 1 yard line and I failed a QB sneak and they didn't give me my timeout and I lost the game. I sat there for like 5 minutes in silence. I was like,
"You went on a rant, man. You said this trash ass game."
Bro, because I know I pressed the timeout button. Hey,
when I gotta really press the timeout, I press start. And then I press the timeout button. I can't. When it's important, I gotta press start. So the first team I'm using in online is Louisville. Went over their running backs yesterday. Incredible. A huge fan of Miller Moss. A rebuild team. I don't think I would go with the G5 rebuild, even though there are some teams that I like. I don't even know if I would do a team build to rebuild, but I think a really fun rebuild would be like a Purdue. Something like that, like taking Purdue and rebuilding them, or something like that. I did Ball State. Ball State was fun.
Ball State, okay.
Yeah, it's same colors. I did Ball State, then I did an Indiana one as well.
I don't remember Indiana.
Yeah, it was only like a couple. I was doing vertical streams with Indiana. I only did like 2 streams with them.
Okay.
So I will upload more content. I doubt I stream much. I may stream like day 1, but I doubt I'll stream a lot. Just because
I remember last year you streamed a lot.
I did a 24-hour stream and all of that. I'm not doing that. Like the game release, I'll be in Frisco when the game release. So because the game comes out, the day will be at Big 12 Media Days.
Are you on?
I will be playing road to college football, and LSU will probably be my tier 1 team because I like them a lot. Their team is loaded, bro.
Are you like disappointed at how like late the deep dive came and everything?
No,
I mean it's a week away, right? Or a week and a half.
Yeah, it's like 12 days away. But no, I'm not disappointed. I'm actually happy with some of the improvements that they made. I get weary when I listen to people in the community, but the people in the community actually care about college football. So I feel like versus like the people that listen to in the 2K community is the people that play. What's that online mode that people spend money on that you don't? But other
people. My team.
My team, yeah, they listen to them. I don't play that. Like make my career better, make Pro-Am better. That's what I care about. Madden, they listen to the MUC community. So I was just making sure that they, the main thing stayed the main thing. Like, worry about Dynasty, making that better, making it cross play so I can play with the homies. Like, I am going to fill up the Dynasty. If you join one of my Dynasties, it's going to be filled to the max. I promise you, it'll be 32 people.
What's some player overalls you was kind of disappointed when you was looking at?
Mark Gronowski was one of the player overalls I was disappointed in.
I was disappointed in Carson Becks.
Carson Becks, he's too high.
I'm sorry, he ain't better than Luke Almar. I don't care nobody. He ain't better than Luke Almar. Okay.
D Now's in for the Dynasty. I got you, D Now. I'll save a spot. Just let me know who you want. And the first Dynasty I run, it's going to be no restrictions. The second one will be a restriction. We got to use like a 2-star team or lower. But no,
I feel like are going to be like recruiting restrictions?
It depends. If there's like a loophole, then we'll make it. But long as like, I don't think it should be recruit. You mean like in a restricted one? Like you can't go after like if you like a 2-star, you can't go after any like 4-star. Yeah, that'd be cool. We could do something like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's more fit for like a smaller league though.
Yeah, they're not a bunch of people in it, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of people in the league that I'm hosting, and I'm gonna do what's the name too? Like whoever win the jump, like every year, I'm gonna just do like cash prize for.
I know Hudson Clement was one you.
Yo, I was way disappointed in him but watch how quick he skyrockets. Josh Cameron was another one I meant. If EA Sports can find a way, they did it one year with Madden, where like a player like Michael Thomas, who was really dominant the years he was dominant with the Saints, was finally able to get open. Like it's such a speed-oriented game, and I hate that. Like bigger wide receivers or more physical wide receivers still should be able to get open. Madden did what year was that? Was that Madden 20, Madden 21? Where like it was one man where you could actually like if you press Michael Thomas, he was going to beat you. You press Mike Evans, he was going to beat you.
Was that when did they give you like X factors and all
that?
Like
yeah.
Double me and stuff like that.
It wasn't so
that was
like
20. That was 20, I think.
Like Nick Harbor couldn't run routes at all last year, but he was always open because of his abilities. Like it was such a speed-oriented game. Yeah, so like even like that's why I've never been really good at using tight ends. Somebody like Foots has always been good at using tight ends.
I love to use tight ends. Whenever we play NCAA 14, my favorite
what was it called? PA Pyro. Yeah, that was.
I actually used that some of the 25.
I got that play from you. But it was a scissors combination, so it was PA flat. It was PA some, but it wasn't Pyro because you get the deep post on the backside, then you get a short like post. It's in between like a slant and a post. Then you get the corner route. So
my favorite weapons to use are slots and the tight ends.
Slots and tight ends, yeah.
Because I don't know why. Like I like it was this one play. I think it was like a double crosser. You had two tight end set. And they just crossed each other. They like
that's out of like a single back set, right?
Boom. Yeah.
That's how. Yeah, I know. That's out of Deuce. I know what play you're talking about. Actually.
Yeah. I love that play last year. My slot receivers.
There were a couple players I was disappointed in. Josh Cameron, he's another guy who's dynamic in a return game, but he's only like 88 speed. How will we see that in game?
That's why. Whenever me and Steve had our dynasty, I just recruited speed wide receivers. I saw you. I'm like, hey, you 98 speed, right? 95 excel, sure. Yeah. And the thing is, I used to break the game. I used to. So it's this little trick I used to do. You come out in
you audible. You an audible cheater.
That's exactly
I know. People used to do that to me online. I would get so frustrated.
I come out in the wide receiver handoff, boom, and instead of that, it would be I forget what the play was called, but audible, and I think I pressed like LB or RB, and it was these two streaks on the outside, and sometimes the one safety will move in, so a single high safety, and then the DBs end up pressing, so. Yeah. One of the DBs will end up beat. I'm like, hey, I got options right here. I used to break the game doing that. I think they patched at the end though.
They did. They patched a lot of things at the end. They slowed the game down. So I'm hoping that the game play is still fast, but it slowed it down. No, I'm tripping. Baylor may be one of my tier 1 teams as well. I'm using Baylor a lot this year.
Baylor gonna be tier 1?
Yeah. I've been playing with Baylor a lot online and road to college football playoff on this one, and they're gonna be even better next year.
Did they explain who the tier 1 team is gonna be?
No. And the Baylor won't be a tier 1 team, but I'll use them like a tier 1 team. Like that's how confident I'm in their players. But I'm excited for college football 26. You sound like you're starting to get there. I know you weren't really elated about 25. You stopped playing 20.
No, I was super happy about 25. I brought my game system to work and played it that same day. I played you. You remember this game?
Oh yeah, that's right. We did.
I was happy. Remember I had Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, Arizona.
Yeah, you beat me.
I did. And then ACC Media Days got real.
Yeah, you told me ACC Media Days, but I think I beat.
You barely played the game though.
Yeah, but you embarrassed me because ain't nobody want to play you. It was the first night. They remember I fell, split my pants.
Oh yeah. I remember that. You said we got jumped.
Oh man,
I can't wait to go to Charlotte, bro.
Yeah, no,
I promise you, I can't.
Yeah, everybody didn't want to play you, so I'm like, yeah, I'll play you. I got whooped like 21-0, and then I know for sure I beat Moon twice.
Maul was whooping ass down there too, though.
Yeah, Maul beat me by I want to say by 10 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I beat Moon twice, and I beat Mike. I embarrassed Mike. I made Mike quit.
Who he had? SMU.
I don't remember who he had, but I don't remember who I had. But I did a nasty move. I threw a screen. And it was either a screen or my running back went to the flat. I did like a little juke, like a little cut, and then I did a spin move, and then I scored a touchdown. He's like, "Yeah, nah."
You remember that day? I think I got bit by a spider or some shit.
Yeah,
and I was outside like this. Like,
for you, like 6 hours, I kept like going at that, like, bro, because he's like, "I'm gonna take a shower." I was like, "Bro, it's getting late. Like, you gonna take a shower?" Like,
yeah, man, I was stuck, bro. But yeah, I can't wait for ACC Media Days. Speaking of Media Days, let's talk about Big 12 Media Days quite a bit before we get up out of here. Close out today's show. Let's do a Big 12 preview. Who are the teams that you most excited to hear from? What players do you want to hear speak at the podium? And what coaches will everyone be talking about after the event?
We know everybody gonna talk about Coach Brown. That's just a given.
I think he's sneaky building a good team out there in Boulder.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear from him because there's gonna be some questions about his roster, about how it's an adjustment from Shador, Travis, and Shiloh to now not having them.
Right.
Like I know there's gonna be some questions about that. I don't know all the players going. I assume Sawyer Robertson is going.
I assume too. Big 12 haven't sent me the email of the list yet, so I'm waiting on that. But I saw that Big 12.
You did last year, remember? I think
we did. I think I search it. So yeah, we might have to search it. But I can hit up their comms guy, Mr. Ensor, and figure that out.
Yeah, if Caden Salter is there, I'll be interested to hear from him. Jalen Daniels,
Kansas, no.
Lance Leopold, because remember last season they started off slow. They were ranked. They started off losing. Then they at the end of the season they cranked it up. They ran over Colorado. Didn't they beat Iowa State near the end of the season as well?
Yeah, somebody that had no business beating, but they beat them.
Yeah. Like they went like a 3 or 4 game win streak and closed it out, win bowl eligible. So I'll be interested to see what Lance Leopold got to say. Kenny Dillingham, there's gonna be some questions for him about like how he's
got the right mindset heading into this year. I continue to, just because of the makeup of the Big 12, I continue to kind of look at it and say every year we kind of get a surprise team. But he's been so consistent on what he's been saying and how he wants Arizona State to become a staple, but to become like a blue blood. He's going to be difficult to continue to doubt. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know somebody going to ask like the questions about like how he like intends to maintain the or to kind of have a repeat of the season they had last year type stuff.
It's different though. They're gonna be the hunted.
At Stanford also, they just went through a couple changes. So they ACC. My fault.
No, you good.
It's gracious. I'll be forgetting the whole conference line would be kicking my butt.
It did. I think we get a Pac-12 Media Days next year. Now I know we will get one. I'm excited for that.
They're not having one again. Did they have one? They didn't have one last year, right?
Yeah. They'll be at the 8 teams required for FBS conference next next year.
TCU be an interesting team to hear from.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Sonny Dykes can do this year.
Don't really care for like Iowa State, to be honest with you. They just not a team that piques my interest, really.
That's probably a good thing for them.
But yeah, I feel like that's about it, really. Is there anybody you was interested in hearing from?
Of course, Baylor. Baylor would be numero uno for me. Oh, been walking to Waco all off season. Sorry about that. My mixer failed, so been walking to Waco. All off season. So Baylor numero uno. I'm hoping Sawyer Robinson goes. I'm hoping their running back Washington goes. I'm high on them. I really want to hear for Dave Aranda. I want to hear how they're moving this year. You can kind of see, confidence when they walk in the room. I want to hear from Texas Tech. Texas Tech invested a lot of money into getting that defense right. The defense was horrible last year. BYU, how will they answer the tough questions? Remember, Oklahoma State had a bunch of tough questions heading into the year last year, and Mike Gundy completely dropped the ball at Big 12 Media Days last year. And I think that was the start of what ended up being an abysmal season. He's also going to hear a lot about how poor the roster construction is on that team. He'll probably get a lot of hot seat questions. I'm interested in hearing from Lance Leopold as well. I thought it was beautiful when I watched Kenny Dillingham and Lance Leopold speak at the Big 12 spring meetings, how they were on the same accord with wanting one transfer portal. I'm interested in to hear how people feel about the portal, tampering, NIL. What do they think the fix is? How people feel about the House, versus the NCAA and the revenue sharing settlement. So I'm interested in hearing all of that. But also, I'm interested to be a spectator. I can't wait to get there early on day one. It's at AT&T Stadium. So I want to see what that dynamic is like. Like I said,
so you go to the best stadium for the best team in the NFL.
What? Dallas Cowboys best team in the NFL, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you felt that way. They talented. They uber talented. They just gotta make it happen. But yeah. So I'm interested in hearing from a bunch of people. I'm interested in hearing from Matt Campbell. Like I told you, BYU earlier. BYU been really striking that while the iron's hot, but they're gonna have to answer some difficult questions about wrestling. So I don't know. I'm excited for Big 12 Media Days. I'm excited to hear from Commissioner Brett Yormark as well. Really excited to hear from him. Huge fan of his. I can't wait to hear what his opening statements are like. He was very confident in his opening statements last year. And I think it was important that he mentioned that, hey, for now, the teams we have in the conference are the teams we have in the conference. Like, they weren't looking into it expand. Interested in hearing from Cincinnati. I want to see what Scott Satterfield has to say, because I think his seat is extremely hot. So, yeah, there's a lot of people I want to hear from for many different reasons, to be honest with you. And at Kansas State, I want to hear from Avery Johnson. He's one of the people I'm interested in talking to. And not even just like, how like sometimes you're on camera and you want to make content. Some of the best conversations I had last year was off camera. Like me and Thomas Castellanos had an amazing conversation. Me and Travis Jordan. First year.
Jordan Travis.
I'm sorry. First year of ACC Media Days. Me and him had an amazing conversation off camera. So there's a few people I'd just like to have a great off camera discussion with. Just to talk shop and not on camera. Yeah. And I do have a big interview coming up. I'll tell you off camera. I'm not telling anybody on camera just yet. But
it's Tom Brady, y'all.
It's Tom Brady. That's funny. But nah, this person is huge. Hey man. Hey, listen. You're right. But listen. Nah, this person is huge in the college football community. And they're not a player nor coach. It's happening. Moon know who it is. Like I said, I'll tell you off camera. D now, Nino know. It's happening. I wanted to be a surprise for everybody.
Gus Johnson, get ready.
Could be Gus Johnson. It could be Gus Johnson. But it's somebody huge in the community, well respected in the community as well.
That's what's up.
So yeah, anything else you want to add, brother, before we get up out of here today?
Um.
Why don't you talk about your most recent upload, man? You did a great job with that, by the way.
Oh yeah. The greatest college football teams to not win the title or something like that,
Mhm.
or not win national championship. Yeah, I just thought of some teams. I tried not to mention too many national championship game losers. Also, it's interesting, like the 04 Auburn team. Nobody really talks about them being like an all-time great team, but they went
I'm
undefeated
actually
and then
doing
like
a governor's rewind on the 2004 season.
okay.
I'm governor of college football today, so yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really like. I knew about the 08 Texas team, but I didn't really know about the 08 Texas team like that.
Mhm.
Same thing with the 08 USC team.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was interesting. I know it was like some Florida State teams I could have put on there with Bobby Bowden in his early years, the 83 and 87 team. I know it was a couple of Nebraska teams some people wanted there. I know somebody commented about Wisconsin, about the Ron Dane years.
They were really good. Did you know that Bobby Bowden had a 13-year run from like 87 to 2000 being ranked in the top 4 or 5 at AP Final Poll? I don't think that'll ever be caught. That's crazy.
Probably not.
I think the most Nick Saban ever did was like 5, bro. In comparison,
because in 2011, I don't think they finished top 5. They definitely finished top 5. 2010, 11, the year that Cam Newton won the what you call, because that year I think they had 3 losses because I think they lost 2 games before the Auburn game. Then they lost to Auburn. Then you also had I don't remember where he finished top 5 his last year because that's when they made it.
They made the playoff. But
yeah, that's not surprising.
Hey, Brian P. Brown, what's happening, man? I saw you active in my boy World of Moonstream, CFB Moonstream yesterday. It was dope. I figured you would be there for that Boise State deep dive. How you been, brother?
Yeah, I tried to mention teams that like wasn't too much like they known, but I tried to mention some certain teams. Like I was like, okay, I gotta mention the Nebraska team.
For sure. We'll definitely let them know. Yeah, I saw you in there heavy last night. That was dope to see, bro.
Yeah, I had to mention the Nebraska teams. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm probably doing a hot take video next.
That's what dope.
Yeah, I saw yours. A couple people. I don't know if somebody was joking when they said like FSU would go from 2-10 to 12-0. I was like, sure. I was like, sure, I guess.
Hey, y'all in Tallahassee, whatever y'all smoking, past that disagree because everybody believe it at FSU this year, man.
Hey, who was their second win?
Who?
What 2 games did they win last year? I don't remember. Like,
I don't either. One of them was like a FCS game that they barely won, I think, or a low-level FBS team.
Yeah, I don't remember that stuff. Florida State last year, honestly, after they started off terrible, I was like, yeah, no, never watching them ever this season.
Nah, they beat Cal by 3.
Hey, Cal really got college game day.
Nah, they beat Cal by 5. And they beat Charleston Southern.
That's crazy. Cal got a college. They got college game day game before Illinois did. And then you know what happened at college? And you know what happened at college game day game? They blew a dang lead to Miami and choked in the final minutes.
Y'all didn't get 1 week 0 when y'all played Nebraska that year?
No, we didn't get one. We never had one. We've never had a college football game.
I was about to say Florida State had one in a while, and I know Lee Corso's family was mad that they didn't end it in Tallahassee. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting, man. It's been a fun episode, Jalen. As I always like to say, there are no more victories in the sport that survive in advance. That's why college football has the greatest regular season. And until next time, we'll see y'all Thursday.